World Golem Culture Center grand opening to be held in Bhutan. Lunar cell panel prototype ready for first test. Newcomer progressive elven metal band Alvator tops US music chart. Wednesday, September 27th. I guess I did that a little bit backwards. I guess I should have read the date first, huh? Oh well. Huh. I thought there was more stuff in the drawer yesterday. Am I misremembering things? Let's see. All the ingredients are stocked up, and the weather's keeping quiet. Looks like a good night to listen to some stories. Good evening, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Gala. Nice to see you two. How did it go at the hospital today? Oh, well, it was fine, except I was a little exhausted. Goodness, are you having issues with the children again? No, that's not it. It's just... Well, for starters, my Fury's giving me a hard time. Your Fury? Is it the full moon already? Nope, but I sometimes get pre-Fury symptoms. Pre-Fury symptoms? Yeah, it's a common thing for werewolves. A few days before the full moon, our bodies start to prepare for Fury, and that changes the way they react to, well, pretty much everything. Symptoms vary depending on who you ask, but it can affect our muscles, our appetite, our energy levels. It can give us headaches and a lot of other stuff. Small, but annoying. That doesn't sound pleasant. No, to be honest, it's not great. For me, I've been feeling pretty sore and more tired than usual, and a bit crankier as well. Well, is there a drink that could help you with that? I never found one, but if anyone can come up with it, it's you, barista. Since a Galahad can soothe your fury, maybe it would work pre-fury as well? Maybe, but I think it'd need to be more relaxing. Like a Galahad, but with no caffeine, and maybe blue? Here you go, a Gala tea for you. Do you come up with these names on the spot, barista? No, it takes a bit of soul searching to tailor it to the situation and so on. That almost makes it sound like you know in advance what we're going to order. Call it a sixth sense. Right, let's see how your sixth sense tastes. Wow, this is excellent. Exactly what I needed. Very happy to hear that. What's with the long looks, you two? Did something happen? Actually, barista, I guess I'll just come out with it. I need your help. My help? Come on, I wasn't that bad. No, I was so tired today, I nearly fell asleep on the job. Ugh. But most importantly, it's not good for you. Moping around, sulking, and refusing to look at solutions. I've never seen you like this, and I'm getting worried. There is nothing to worry about. You say that, but then you spend entire nights looking miserable. No advice I come with is good enough, and Hyde, I'm barely keeping it together as it is. You should know by now how I feel when Fury's about to hit. I take it you two ended up chatting yesterday after all? You bet we did. After I walked out of here, I headed home and found this one, lying on the sofa, staring at the ceiling, looking so gloomy it sucked the color out of the room. And it's not the first time either. It's a constant these days. Please help me help him, barista. I'm at my wit's end. Mr. Hyde? Fine. Truth is, I'm bored to death. Or I would be, if it wasn't for the whole immortality thing. I'm nearing 40 years old, and I've never been this bored in my entire life. Interesting. You usually make it sound like you're much older. 40 years old in vampire years. I'm not saying how old that is in other species years. Eyes on the prize, barista. Intervention first and gossip later. My apologies. Why are you so bored, Mr. Hyde? My job? What was that? My job. Hey, no need to shout. Well, I'm also irritated about it, okay? I'm not exactly used to sitting around twiddling my thumbs. But modeling stopped being fun ages ago. You did mention something like that last time. You are trying to leave modeling behind, then? Yeah. Is there a specific reason for that? It's all just so brief. Back when I started modeling, people thought of fashion in a different way. They wanted to keep their outfits for a while, so they had to be elegant, well-made, and versatile. Some campaigns that I featured in stayed on billboards for months, and I knew the clothes would last decades. In a way, it felt like I was building a bond with their wearers. I endorsed something that would feature in their cherished memories. But then social media came, and it all became disposable. The clothes themselves, of course, but the models even more. I shoot a campaign, the brand posts it online, and it gets attention for what, 10 minutes? And then another campaign comes in and everything's forgotten. Blink and it's gone. There's no bond to be built there. Isn't that changing these days, though, with slow fashion and the like? That's true, and people are getting into vintage clothes too. I salute that. But the reality of my job remains the same. What about your fans? You have so many people following you. You mentioned that last night, and my answer hasn't changed. They follow me because they think I'm pretty. Being admired is nice, but it doesn't constitute a bond. So, are you saying that you would like to leave more of a mark? Maybe. It would be nice if I did something that people remembered, that became a part of their lives in a real way. You do know you have people in your life in a real way, right? People who always remember you. That's not the same thing. Maybe you should study to become a doctor or something. That would make a real difference. No, thank you. The job still needs to be fun. Studying for 10 years just to exhaust myself in 14-hour shifts? Did you mistake me for a hard-working vampire? Do you see what I'm dealing with, Barista? It does seem to be a bit of a thorny issue. Perhaps you'd like to mull it over with a drink in hand, Mr. Hyde? Yeah, that sounds good. Why don't you give hibiscus another shot, Barista? I'll give you a hint. Make it very, very spicy hibiscus. Here, I hope you enjoy this one. Well, it's like you lose, Gala. Yes, there's a first time for everything. Oh, what do you mean? Never mind. I don't particularly like this, by the way. I'm very sorry. Whatever. Oopsies. Maybe it was Ginger then. Oh, hi everyone. Hey Lua. Hi Lua. Busy night, I see. Hi Miss Lua. Busy and lively, just the way we like it. That's good. And I'm really glad you're here, Hyde. I wanted to apologize for the other night. I was so excited to see you, especially since it had been a while, but we ended up fighting with Bailey's instead. You must be getting bored of our arguments. It's alright. They're kind of fun to watch. How are the things with you two, by the way? Just let me order before I answer, if that's alright, Barista. Of course. What would you like? Spent the whole day talking in meetings and presentations, so I have a bit of a sore throat. Is there anything you'd recommend for that? Definitely something with lemon and honey. Sounds great. I'd like a lemon and honey drink then, please. Here you go. Some honey to soothe, some lemon to boost recovery. Thanks, Dr. Barista. This is truly lovely. Just what I needed. That's great to hear. My company's trying to get a big contract. So I've been organizing meetings with everyone and making sure it's all going according to plan. That sounds pretty tough. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibilities and decision making, and part of me likes that, but part of me feels the pressure of it, so it's nice to be able to unwind with a warm cup. Anyhow, to answer your earlier question, Gala, you've probably gathered that Bai and I have been fighting. Yeah, and Hyde told me a little bit about it too. Yeah, well, we haven't discussed the wedding for the past couple of days, and honestly, it's done me a lot of good. Thing is, I know Bai means well. He suggests all these things that he thinks I'd like, and I should like them. He's paying attention and not just sending random ideas, and I should be grateful that he's trying to please me. But I get annoyed instead. And then I start feeling guilty that I'm annoyed, which makes me even more annoyed. It's not great, I know. Well, it'd be easier if we always acted rationally. If we only got annoyed at the right people for the right reasons. But things aren't that simple, are they? That's true. Although I guess if you figured out what actually annoys you, it would help. That's the problem, I'm not sure. At first I thought I was tired or worried. The decision making at my job is taking a toll for sure. It's a bit hard for me to also deal with organizing things in my personal life. Also, the financial side of it is hard to navigate. I don't want Bai to spend too much money, but he's right that involving my family comes with strings attached. Not sure how to avoid that though. I'm realizing this might not even be the main issue. The more he sends me links to venues and caterers, the more it all feels wrong to me. I don't mean the wedding itself. I want to get married to Bai, but the way we're planning it, I don't know. I've been to my friends' weddings before, and I've also been browsing the most popular wedding pictures online, and there are always these big parties, very put together, very classy. They have their whole families over, their friends, their colleagues, and they rent these beautiful barns, and they hire live bands, and they wear designer dresses and bespoke suits. I used to look at that and think, this is great and this is what I want. But now it all just feels more and more off to me. Well, why don't you tell your fiance that? Well, what if he thinks I'm getting cold feet? Or that I'm questioning his ability to help with the budget? Well, that's up to you how you communicate it, isn't it? Right, but it's still a difficult topic, and we've been through so much, you all know that. This is supposed to be our special day, a way to celebrate our partnership. Bai wants to honor that. He'll feel awful if he thinks I don't, or if he thinks I don't trust him. I swear, you and your elf are well matched. You always worry so much about what others think, instead of working out your own wants and needs. You do realize that's the important bit, right? I mean, generally, yes, I get that, but how does it apply here? What do you think it means to honor your partnership? To celebrate it properly, for starters? Right. And who are you in that partnership with? I believe you met him, the blonde guy with the puppy eyes? Right. I'm glad you remember that, because you were making it sound like you were in a relationship with your friends who got married, and the strangers who put wedding pictures online. This is your relationship you're celebrating. Why are you so concerned with other people's weddings? Your special day needs to make sense to the two of you. Have it in trainers at a fast food joint if that's what you like. That way you can also take the budget out of the equation. A simpler wedding won't feel shabby if you make it feel properly yours. I still want a pretty outfit and decent food. Thank goodness. But point well taken. It's just, my family might have certain expectations. Did they openly say that? No? Then maybe they do. Or maybe you just think that they do. The only way to find out is just to talk to them. Besides, isn't Bailey's also about to become your family? You sure are the only family he's got. I'm not saying to disinvite everyone, or to fight with them or anything, but you shouldn't put their needs above your own. I really shouldn't, should I? You've given me food for thought. Thanks, Hyde. My pleasure. Amazing how you perk up when you give people advice, Hyde. Maybe you should become a therapist. Ah, gee. Thanks for the vote of confidence, everyone. I did say I might become a couples counselor, but I agree with what you all implied. I don't think I'm quite, tactful enough for all that. Are you looking to change careers, Hyde? He's bored of modeling, finds it too impermanent, wants to leave a mark, and wants to have fun. Just a very quick summary. Oh, I see. Well, is there any way you could make modeling fun again? I don't think so. Last time I had proper fun was maybe 20 years ago. What happened then? I was modeling a capsule collection for a young designer and she wanted to take her own pictures. We got a studio, looked the outfits there, and found someone to do the makeup. She whipped out an old film camera, a proper relic. I hadn't seen one since like the 60s. My granddad has an old black and silver camera with 2 lenses. Was it something like that? Yep, exactly like that. She said she preferred it because of the way that I captured the light, and also because it was a slower experience. Something that would allow us to connect more. And at first I didn't think much of it. I started doing the usual posing, posing some more, but something felt different. Then I realized what it was. Most of the time, we were just talking. We only took a picture once in a few minutes, if that. Is that unusual? Yeah, most fashion photographers take dozens of pictures in a row. I felt a bit sorry for her, to be honest. I thought she didn't know what she was doing and that she was wasting her money. But we had a great time and we got kind of friendly, I guess. Because at the end of it, let me use up the remaining exposures. I fooled around, shot some random stuff, and one portrait of her, actually. And then he suggested I come with her to her darkroom to watch how she developed the pictures and how they came out. Don't get any silly ideas, guys. You always did have a fondness for dark places. Comes with the territory. But as for the pictures, well, they were gorgeous. First of all, I looked really like me, you know? A me that I could recognize. But that's not even what stuck with me the most. It's the care that she put into processing each frame, working each picture through the chemical baths, hanging them, drying them. It was like watching a magic ritual. And her portrait, when she saw it, even got a bit emotional. She said that she was used to being on the other side of the camera, and it was the first time she really liked a portrait somebody took of her. In a weird place these days. It's not like me to tell these kinds of tales, or to launch into soppy monologues, really. Just forget it. No, I think that was a beautiful story, and it gives me an idea, I think, of another career for you. Please share, Lua. He'd be doing both of us a solid. Well, go on then. Well, maybe it's because I've looked at so many of them recently, but apparently film is making a big comeback for wedding pictures. It's what you said, it captures the light beautifully, and it's a more personal, slower approach. Maybe you could try that. Who, me? No, the other vampire who's looking for a new line of work. I think you got the wrong guy here, Lua. I know I'm disgustingly sentimental these days, but I'm not that far gone. Attending one wedding gives me cavities, let alone several per month. Ah, well, forget about it then. No, don't forget about it at all. It would be perfect for you. Come on, Hyde. I know you like to play strong and sarcastic, but you are sentimental, and you'd love to chat people up. You'd solve all the bridesmaids' drama and offend the parents, but most importantly, you do something for these people that they'll never forget, and they'll look at your pics their whole lives. If that's not leaving a mark, I don't know what is. You're assuming they won't get divorced. I don't know if this is the right topic for Miss Lua. That's alright, I know some marriages end in divorce, but that doesn't change anything, does it? Whether a marriage lasts for a few months or several decades, the wedding is still an unforgettable moment in someone's life. That career in the Mafia is really looking up. You're hopeless. I'm falling asleep on my chair now, so I'm gonna head back. Do whatever you want, you thick-skulled vampire. Just don't stay out too late, okay? Yeah, alright. That's my cue as well. I have some thinking to do. And maybe some talking. Thanks again, Hyde. And good luck. I hope your next adventure is a good one. It will be. Good night, Lua. Good night, Barista. See you later. Good night, you two. Here we go again. Last one sitting. Indeed, proper night owls. You didn't say anything about that wedding photographer idea. It's ridiculous, right? That's not for me to say, but I wouldn't call it ridiculous. Sounds like you enjoy the whole film photography experience. You do like being around people, don't you? You sometimes, but I'm not a romantic. People get married and they think they're taking a first step into forever. There's no such thing as forever. Everyone ends up disappointed in some way, and then next thing you know... I don't want to sound too depressing. So you don't believe in love? Of course I do, but only in a certain kind. You can choose to keep supporting someone, to enjoy their company. You can do that for years, with friends, family, lovers. But at the end of the day, you're still you, a separate person, and they're still them. There's no two souls becoming one. Really. I'd know. But one time I tried, it really didn't work out. But do you regret trying? No? I guess I don't. It confirmed for me that marriage and the like, it's just never gonna be my thing, and there's freedom in knowing that about myself. It's given me space to build other relationships that were much better. But at the same time, when I see people who truly believe it, people who walk into it willing to share their lives so closely, even if for most of them it won't pan out, something beautiful there. Like watching a butterfly fly too close to a flame, or a flower bloom like it'll never wilt. Well, in my case, I singed off my wings, but I'm still here. And on that day, for that minute when I said we'd be together forever and meant it, I sure felt alive. Well, if you know all that, then you must also know that it's something worth celebrating, and something worth helping other people celebrate. You're a tricksy one, Barista, and I'm too tired to fight your logic, which means it's time for me to head back. Of course, Mr. Hyde. And I meant to say, I appreciate our one-to-one chats, and I hope we can keep proving to you with I hope we can provide... Oh my goodness, I'm tired too. I hope we can keep providing you with a comfortable space here. Oh, it's plenty comfortable for sure. Besides, well, it all boils down to this, doesn't it? The way time passes for me is very different from anyone else I know. Thank goodness Gala is from a long-living species, but even then, he'll grow old before I do eventually. The world will change 100 times, technologies will die out, new technologies will come. I'll feel the way I feel now in a century, maybe two, and Lua and Gala won't be around to give me advice. The world won't wait around for me. But you will. Am I right, Barista? That is very perceptive of you, Mr. Hyde. Hey, you've grown to know me quite well. It's only fair that I know you a little in return. I suppose that's true. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that. To continuing our story. It's nice to know that no matter how much time passes, there's always going to be someone here rooting for me. Thank you for your trust, Mr. Hyde. We'll make sure that it's not misplaced. I know you will. And on that note, I should really go and complain to Gala some more. Gotta find your entertainment where you can. Take care of yourself, friend. And you as well. The world won't wait for you, Mr. Hyde, but some of us will.